because of everything he's done, but it might be true. Yesterday announced to his 16th All-NBA team, he was a unanimous selection. Along with the Greek Freak, he was unanimous. Luka Doncic, James Harden, and Anthony Davis round it out.
What year is this for him?
This is his 17th year.
17.
Think about that.
I know.
17 years, 16 NBA, all NBA selections.
Yep.
So it's just not even fair with this dude, man. Not fair.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into that.
Just a bit. Hang tight for that. We got some
check
passion.
his DNA, though. I don't think he's human.
No, he's not.
The Nuggets might be in trouble tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll hear it on ESPN Radio, Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. The Dodgers, by the way, Keys Dodgers beat the Padres 7-5 Wednesday on ESPN to become baseball's first team to clinch a playoff spot. Think Blue is heading to the postseason for the 8th straight year. And here's the best part about this, fellas. You guys played.
We was up 7-1. I got a little angry giving up those 4 runs.
Yeah, I picked it up at 7-3, got to 7-5. But here's the crazy part, and I think only you guys could appreciate this, or any other pro or collegiate athletes that are listening. Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager, after the game said he didn't even realize they had clinched a playoff spot. He goes into his Zoom press conference. He goes, 5 minutes ago, somebody told me we just made the playoffs. When is the last time a team was on the verge of making the playoffs? I don't care if it's a crazy season. Making the playoffs is a big deal. You make the playoffs, and the team is completely unaware of it?
Well, because your focus probably is to win the division, and mathematically, whatever transpired and took place, they landed in the playoffs. That's basically what happened.
I'm a little confused. How did you watch the game the other day, Key? Like, since you're a fan of all teams in California, did you have like the Padres hat on and then like the Dodgers jersey on?
No, I had my Dodgers is there. Until the Dodgers are eliminated, I'm not moving on to nobody else.
Well, it was a twofer, right? So the Padres played the Dodgers. You didn't have to worry about it. His two teams are all in the same
It was
deal.
a win-win scenario. A win-win.
Again, until the Dodgers are eliminated, I'm a Dodger. And then I move on to the next closest team in California that's available for fan. That's support, man.
You're going to have to move on to
The only 2 teams you wouldn't do that for, I just want to make sure we clarify. The Clippers and UCLA,
No,
correct?
just UCLA.
Just UCLA?
Just UCLA.
So you will rock with the Clippers if they got past the Lakers?
It's not rock. I would support them. I'm glad that they got there, but I already had told you that wasn't going to happen.
Yes, you did, because you said the Clippers are still the Clippers.
The Clippers are still the Clippers.
Clippers going to clip. Dodgers looking for their first World Series since '88. So they are on the way perhaps to a championship from one LA team vying to a title for another. Of course, that's the Lakers. It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Essentially, Kawhi had it on the mantle here, guys. Opportunity to win a 3rd championship with a 3rd franchise and be the Finals MVP for the 3rd time. That has never been done before. Kawhi's not going to be able to do it this season, but you know who will be able to do it this season is LeBron, of course, getting it done in Miami. And then in Cleveland, he's got an opportunity to pull the trifecta here as well, Jay. And nobody is really giving this its proper due. We were all getting ready for Kawhi to just make that move. Are we missing out on the fact that LeBron is on the verge of his 10th finals and we're too busy talking about the Clippers collapsing?
I don't know who doesn't give it its proper due. I mean, we refer to him as a king. I mean, people say, well, it's a self-proclaimed nickname, but then everybody refers to him as the king.
King James.
Like, so I've been on record, and I've said this a multitude of times. I think he is the greatest player that we have ever seen. Now, I'm not saying he's the greatest winner we've ever seen. Michael Jordan, 6-0 in NBA Finals. I know culturally what he was able to do, right? Key and I were talking about this, like the way people chew their gum, icon, like basketball. He was a graceful assassin. He was a thing of beauty to watch. It was like poetry in motion. But watching LeBron James and the skill sets that he has, and I also factor into the greatest of all time, while you have your platform, and I know that the things that Jordan did, not everybody was privy to because there wasn't social media. He did a lot of things behind the scenes.
Right.
But look what LeBron James has done holistically, more than a vote. What he's done with his platform, creating a media platform, standing up for things. It has that Muhammad Ali-like feel to it.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying that he is Muhammad Ali, but him stepping up and saying different things at different times, and it's divided the fan base. A lot of people don't rock with LeBron. I mean, it's really funny. After all the talk I hear every single day is, I don't want LeBron James to win because I don't like what he stands for. It proves the point that he moves the needle so far. I think what he's able to do, I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
See, it's very difficult for me to start to say who's the greatest and all those sort of things, because as young as I am, I had the opportunity to see people like Kareem play for a very long time in L.A., Magic play, obviously, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, LeBron, and Michael. So when I look at that, it's like I just enjoy all of them because different times and different eras, much like Jay was talking about, when you talk about Michael Jordan, you know, nothing was ever wrong with my knee. But for whatever reason, I wanted to wear a knee sleeve and roll it down so you could see the red part of it.
Oh, the brace.
Yeah, the brace. Nothing because Michael did it.
Yeah.
I wanted big shorts because I saw Jalen Rose in Michigan them playing, and when I was in high school, it was like, oh, okay, I'm going to rock them.
The black socks, all that stuff.
So it's like you enjoy certain things like that, the swag that comes with it. I also enjoy LeBron James being able to put his teams on his back and carry them to championships. So all of those guys are great to me. I can never put one on top of the other, even though a lot of people will do that. Kobe Bryant, like, I would never say LeBron is better than Kobe or Kobe is better than LeBron. I think you enjoy what's in front of you at that moment and at that time. I don't think LeBron is better than Jordan. I don't think Jordan is better than LeBron. Different eras, different times, moving the needle differently, right? Michael Jordan is still selling shoes. My son, who's 8 years old, Vance, know who the hell Michael Jordan is.
Right.
That's crazy, right? I mean, that's just what it is.
Look, it's something that we get into. I mean, a lot of kids are growing up watching LeBron James and emulating the king as well, right? And my thing is, at the end of the day, this is still a great debate to have because of the greatness that we got a chance to experience from both those individual players.
It's a great point. We'll have his old teammate Chris Bosh from the Miami days join us at 9:30 a.m. Eastern here on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests, including Bosh, will join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Last number, guys, to keep in mind, it's as simple as this. You mentioned 17 years for LeBron, looking for his 10th NBA Finals. So simple math just literally tells you he has been to the NBA Finals more often than not in his career. Place a bet on LeBron getting to the finals and you'll likely win.
And
we
ridiculous.
won't talk about the first, several times he got there with Cleveland, with the Cavs, and nobody can tell me who was on their team.
Right.
Other than LeBron James, you can't really tell me who was on those Cavs teams unless you're a diehard basketball fan.
Got to look up that 07 Cavs team. Still to come.
Keyshawn's still pondering. I like it right now. Still thinking.
Speaking of Cleveland, you're right. Speaking of Cleveland.
Man, are you getting paid by the minute or word or whatever? Because you keep.
We've already established that's your deal. We got to find something else. Still to come here. A must-win in week 2. Not the Cleveland Cavs, but the Cleveland Browns. How much pressure is on Baker and the boys tonight? We'll get into that with our team reporters from both squads in the AFC North. Go inside tonight's week 2 matchup after Jay has this.
Your day is busy enough, so come into Shell and get 3 things done at once. First, fill up with the Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gas A to Z.
Man, I wish you guys could be here in the commercials breaks. These guys are on fire. They're going for it. Back to them in just a second. From A to Z, brought to you by Redbox. Now at Redbox, stream the theatrical home release of Bill and Ted Face the Music, starring Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, the two guys in the original one back in 1989. Still going strong. Get premium access and visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch. Our big story earlier this morning, the return of the Big Ten to playing football back October 23rd, 24th. This after, shall we say, running a reverse from what they said was going to be the case on August 11th when they postponed. Looking at a little college basketball on our screen, Jay, November 25th, your sport is back. That was also announced yesterday.
I think it's going to be good. Look, smaller team, smaller number of players. You can put a lot of these tournaments in bubbles. I actually think college basketball is going to be safe to move forward.
We'll see what happens moving forward. Jay is bullish. We should also mention the Pac-12 might be back playing football next month. That might be the most surprising development of all. Keyshawn ruling it out. LeBron, we're going to talk about the king here in just a moment, and if we're overlooking his greatness, that seems like a terrible way to say it because of everything he's done, but it might be true. Yesterday announced to his 16th All-NBA team, he was a unanimous selection. Along with the Greek Freak, he was unanimous. Luka Doncic, James Harden, and Anthony Davis round it out.
What year is this for him?
This is his 17th year.
Year 17.
Think about that.
I know.
17 years. 16 NBA, all NBA selections.
Yep.
So it's just not even fair with this dude, man. not fair.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into that.
Just a bit. Hang tight for that. We got some
check
passion.
his DNA, though. I don't think he's human.
No, he's not.
The Nuggets might be in trouble tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll hear it on ESPN Radio, Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. The Dodgers, by the way, Keys Dodgers beat the Padres 7-5 Wednesday on ESPN to become baseball's first team to clinch a playoff spot. Think Blue is heading to the postseason for the 8th straight year. And here's the best part about this, fellas. You guys played.
We was up 7-1. I got a little angry giving up those 4 runs.
Yeah, I picked it up at 7-3, got to 7-5. But here's the crazy part, and I think only you guys could appreciate this, or any other pro or collegiate athletes that are listening. Dave Roberts, the Dodgers